Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking free range stamping. I love that term. So basically we're going to be doing some stamping not in our MISTI, so with some acrylic blocks. I'm going to be using this new set, which is part of the brand new Altenew release. It's called Geometric Botany. So I've stamped out the main background image bit, and I did do that in the MISTI, and then I'm going to add all of the different coloured layers and bits in using free range stamping methods. And I thought it was a good opportunity to talk my favourite tips on this kind of stamping. So first tip, you may notice that I have got my MISTI mouse pad underneath the panel that I'm stamping on here. That makes such a huge difference. Now, if you don't have a MISTI or you don't have the mouse pad, just anything with sort of a little bit of give underneath, a little soft. You don't want something too soft, but if you're going to be stamping straight onto your panel that is just on your hard desk or work surface, then there's no give in that panel, and you're just going to get a much better impression stamping onto something that has a little bit of give. So what I've done is just added some temporary adhesive to the back of my panel there, and popped that onto my MISTI mouse pad so that I know that that's not going to move. That's the other tip. Yeah, you want to make sure that the paper that you're going to be stamping down onto is not going to move, because that's very frustrating. And I find the easiest way to do that is to just use a little bit of temporary adhesive and attach it to my mouse pad, and then I've got a lot more control. And you can see I do twist and turn it, because you want to work in whatever way is going to be comfortable for you. So yeah, just turn the panel, twist it, however you need to get it to comfortably stamp where you are going to be stamping. And also you do need to be able to see over the top of your stamp. So you want to look straight down through your stamp to the panel that you're going to be stamping down onto, so that you know that you've got it in the right place. And just take your time. There's no rush, and you can double check that you are in the right place, and then I like to get it where I think it's right, and I take my stamp almost down to the cardstock, but just have a little check again just to make sure before I actually commit and touch that stamp to the cardstock. You also want to give your ink a few seconds to transfer from the stamp. So if you just stamp it straight down and lift back up again, you're not giving that ink the time to transfer from your stamp to the cardstock. Also, prepping your stamps is really important. I like to use the Altenew stamp prepping rubber thing, and it does make a big difference. It's definitely my favourite way to go. So once I've got this panel all stamped out, I'm going to cut it in half. Now, it does take a while to stamp all of those different bits, but it's much quicker to do it free range than trying to move those around all the time in a MISTI, so I much prefer that. Other tip is the acrylic block that you're using. They can make such a difference. I hate the ones where they're just smooth. I can't grip onto them. I end up dropping them. So I like the ones like where I was using, where it's got like a wavy edge, or just something that you can grip onto and that's comfortable in your hand, and that's comfortable for the size of the stamp that you are stamping. You don't want to be trying to stamp a larger stamp that is bigger than your actual acrylic block, because you're not going to get that even pressure across it. Cut these in half. I just added it onto a piece of black cardstock. Yeah, I'm going to finish these two different ways, and this first way is definitely a Jennifer Maguire inspired way. So I like that she has these like panels coming in from the top corner, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I really like how it turned out. So for a simple sentiment, I used the tiny hello sentiment die, and then I stamped one of the stamps from the coordinating tiny hello stamp set onto that. It cuts that bar and then the hello, and I love how that looks. So for the second card, I am adding that panel onto some black cardstock using some of the Instant Dimension foam tape, and then I'm just going to trim it down to give me a small border of black all around. If I'm attaching it with liquid glue, then I will cut the panel first, but if I'm attaching it with like foam tape like this, I prefer to cut the panel afterwards, and then that way if I don't get it on perfect, I can still get that nice even border all the way around. I'm then attaching that to an A2 panel, just smack bang in the middle of the panel. I used a bit of double-sided tape to attach it, and then I've got the same die set that I've cut from white this time, and I'm just going to have that just over that coloured panel, so it doesn't go over the white back panel of my card. And I'm just going to add some really cute little acrylic hearts to each one, and this is just from the Essentials black and white acrylic dot set. I don't know what it's called. Shocker. So there you go. There's 2 fun, easy ways to use a really busy and colourful pattern like that one. And I like getting 2 cards out of that one panel because it was a lot of work. It was like an hour's worth of stamping, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. So let me know what you think about the cards. Let me know what you think about my tips. Do you free range stamp, or do you completely shy away from it because it's a bit intimidating? I think we've got a little bit used to our misties. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you aren't already subscribed, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel, please. And other than that, I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye.